That distinction between the sociologists who are studying large things like states, nations, cities, populations, and the microsociologists who are studying interactions has been challenged repeatedly, starting, I think, as early as the 1970s. A really good example would be someone like Garfinkel, who I think was deeply interested in the kinds of things that Goffman was interested in. He has also studied people interacting, but wanted to say that very large things can happen in small interactions. So the way that Goffman takes the micro perspective is to say that we're all performing constantly, but he doesn't particularly pay attention to what's going on in the interaction aside from the performance. And so someone like Garfinkel and many people who came after started paying attention to something important might be going on in the interaction. And once you start paying attention to what's going on in interaction, you realize that an interaction can have very large consequences in the world. A head of state, a president of a country, in a very small interaction with another head of state can decide the fate of wars, can decide the fate of economies, entire peoples. And so there's something very large going on in an otherwise seemingly small interaction. A very different tactic would be to, and Garfinkel did this, he started looking at, he started studying macrosociologists. As a really twisted, clever move, a microsociologist, quote unquote, starts looking or observing or studying the activities of these macrosociologists who are studying entire states and sees that knowing what a population is involves a lot of micro activities. That looking at data, assembling statistics, doing statistics, all of that happens in a very micro context. At the end of that process, you know what the population is of a state. You know how many people are from this racial origin or from this, or who speak this language in this country. You know these large things about the country, but the knowing of those things is done in micro contexts.